Chief. $60,000. Mountain Ranch, California. This 1938 Indian Chief is a rare and highly desirable motorcycle that blends true pre-war American heritage with carefully chosen modern upgrades, creating a machine that can be genuinely ridden and enjoyed while still retaining the soul of an original classic. Built by Kiwi Motors, this bike is especially significant because it is one of the earliest conversions completed by Mike, making it an important example not only of Indian history but also of early high-end restoration and modernization work done the right way. At its foundation, this remains an original 1938 Indian Chief, not a reproduction, not a tribute, and not a modern bike dressed up to look old. The overall presentation of this motorcycle reflects deep respect for the original design while acknowledging the realities of modern riding. Finished in a rich brown exterior that complements the flowing fenders and iconic Indian Chief silhouette, the bike has a presence that immediately commands attention without appearing flashy or overdone. The paint and finish enhance the timeless lines that made the Chief one of the most beautiful motorcycles of the late 1930s, and it carries itself with the confidence of a machine built to be both admired and ridden. Mechanically, this Indian Chief has been thoughtfully updated to deliver reliability, safety, and usability far beyond what a stock 1938 motorcycle could offer. Power comes from an 84 cubic inch Bonneville-style motor, providing strong, smooth torque and significantly improved performance compared to the original engine configuration. The motor is paired with a modern 4-speed transmission, allowing for more relaxed cruising and better control at highway speeds while still preserving the classic riding feel. With only approximately 1,000 miles on the build, the drivetrain is essentially fresh, making this motorcycle feel tight, responsive, and nearly new in operation. One of the most meaningful upgrades is the addition of a 12-volt electrical system with electric start. While purists may appreciate the ritual of kickstarting a vintage machine, electric start dramatically improves usability and expands the appeal of this bike to riders who want vintage character without daily inconvenience. The upgraded electrical system also supports modern lighting and charging reliability, making the motorcycle far more practical for real-world riding. Braking performance has been brought firmly into the modern era with disc brakes fitted to both the front and rear. This is a major improvement over original drum setups and transforms the riding experience, providing confidence and control that vintage brakes simply cannot match. These upgrades are particularly important for a motorcycle with the power and weight of a big Chief, and they make this bike suitable for longer rides and varied road conditions without sacrificing safety. Fuel delivery is handled by a CV carburetor, chosen for its smooth throttle response, ease of tuning, and reliability. This modern carburation works seamlessly with the upgraded engine and transmission, resulting in a motorcycle that starts easily, idles cleanly, and pulls strongly through the rev range. The riding experience is described as essentially brand new, which is remarkable for a machine that began life more than 8 decades ago. What truly sets this Indian Chief apart is the balance it strikes between originality and modernization. The seller notes that a build of this caliber would cost approximately $80,000 if commissioned today, and even then, it would not be based on an original 1938 Chief. That distinction matters greatly in the vintage motorcycle world. This bike retains its identity, history, and collector value while offering performance and reliability that allow it to be ridden regularly rather than preserved behind ropes. With just 1,000 miles since completion, this motorcycle is still in its early life as a finished machine. Everything feels fresh, sorted, and ready for use. It is not a tired restoration, nor is it an untested showpiece. Instead, it represents the ideal scenario for a collector rider who wants to experience the magic of a pre-war Indian Chief without the constant compromises typically associated with motorcycles of this age. At an asking price of $60,000, this 1938 Indian Chief offers strong value in the high-end vintage market. It sits comfortably below the cost of commissioning a similar build today while offering the irreplaceable benefit of being based on a genuine original Chief. For collectors, it represents a historically meaningful motorcycle with excellent long-term desirability. For riders, it offers the rare chance to own and enjoy one of America's most iconic motorcycles in a form that is powerful, reliable, and confidence-inspiring. This is not just a motorcycle, it is a carefully executed bridge between eras, preserving the legacy of Indian motorcycle while embracing the expectations of modern riding. 47 Harley-Davidson Knucklehead. $37,500. Tacoma, Washington. This 1947 Harley-Davidson FL Knucklehead represents the kind of motorcycle that tells a story the moment you look at it. It is not a museum correct, factory stock restoration, and it does not pretend to be. Instead, this bike captures the true spirit of post-war American motorcycling, built as a rider-focused bobber that reflects how knuckleheads were actually modified, personalized, and enjoyed by real riders in the late 1940s and early 1950s. For someone who values authenticity of experience over showroom perfection, this motorcycle offers something genuinely special. At its core, this is a real knucklehead with good, matching numbers and a clean, current title in the seller's name, which already places it in a desirable category. The engine is the legendary Harley-Davidson overhead valve V-twin that defined an era and laid the groundwork for every big twin Harley that followed. Known for its distinctive rocker boxes, mechanical presence, and unmistakable sound, the Knucklehead remains one of the most iconic engines ever produced. This example has been ridden approximately 2,000 miles by the current owner, reinforcing that it is a functional, road-going machine rather than a static display. The bike is built on a 1939 frame fitted with an inline Springer front end, a combination that immediately sets the tone and stance of the motorcycle. This configuration delivers a classic early Harley profile, with a tall, purposeful front end that looks right at home on a period bobber. Up front is a 19-inch wheel, while the rear uses a 16-inch wheel, a traditional setup that enhances both the visual balance and ride character of the bike. The braking performance is described honestly as, "Brakes work like a 47 Harley," which will resonate with experienced vintage riders who understand and accept the realities of riding pre-modern machinery. Fuel delivery is handled by a correct M35 Linkert carburetor, a staple of early Harley-Davidson performance and a key component of the authentic riding experience. The electrical system uses a 6-volt 32E generator with a transistorized cutout relay, blending vintage architecture with a subtle reliability upgrade. The speedometer functions, though the odometer is acknowledged to be inaccurate, a common and generally accepted trait among motorcycles of this age and configuration. Visually, the bike is finished with 1948 to 1950 panhead-style tanks, adding to the hybrid, period custom look that many riders favored when upgrading or rebuilding their machines decades ago. The blue paint complements the bike's classic lines and gives it a timeless, understated presence rather than an over-restored shine. This is a motorcycle meant to be admired up close, where the details, proportions, and mechanical honesty truly stand out. What makes this knucklehead especially appealing is the philosophy behind its build. The seller notes that it was built the way I remember them as a kid, which speaks volumes. This is not a modern reinterpretation or a trend-driven custom, but a bike shaped by memory, tradition, and lived experience. That kind of perspective is impossible to replicate artificially and gives this motorcycle a sense of soul that many high-dollar restorations lack. From a market standpoint, this 1947 Knucklehead occupies a very attractive space. Fully original, concours-correct examples often reach significantly higher prices and are frequently too valuable to ride regularly. At the other end, incomplete or questionable projects can quickly become expensive and time-consuming. This bike offers a balanced alternative, a real-deal knucklehead with matching numbers, clear title, proven road miles, and a build style that celebrates the culture surrounding these machines rather than locking them away. With an asking price of $37,500, this Harley-Davidson represents strong value for a titled, running, and well-sorted knucklehead bobber. It offers immediate enjoyment with room for personalization if the next owner chooses, while still preserving the integrity of a historic American motorcycle. For riders, collectors, or enthusiasts who want a knucklehead they can actually ride, hear, smell, and feel, this 1947 Harley-Davidson delivers an experience that goes far beyond static ownership. Indian Chief. 35,000 US dollars. Sedra-Woolley, Washington. This 1946 Indian Chief represents one of the most iconic and desirable American motorcycles ever built, a machine that symbolizes the peak of pre- and post-war American motorcycling heritage. Offered here as a fully restored example with only 520 miles since completion, this Chief captures the timeless elegance, mechanical presence, and road-going authority that made Indian a legend during its golden era. Finished in a striking red that perfectly suits the bike's sweeping fenders and flowing lines, this motorcycle looks, runs, and presents like new while still carrying the soul of a true vintage machine. The Indian Chief is widely regarded as one of the finest big-displacement cruisers of its time, and this example showcases exactly why. The restoration was done comprehensively, with attention paid to both mechanical correctness and visual authenticity. According to the seller, the bike has been fully restored with documentation and receipts available, along with detailed rebuild photos for serious buyers who want to understand the depth and quality of the work performed. This transparency adds confidence and value, especially in the vintage motorcycle world where provenance and craftsmanship matter greatly. Mechanically, the motorcycle is reported to run beautifully, starting easily and performing exactly as a freshly rebuilt Chief should. The engine delivers smooth, tractable power that feels surprisingly capable even by modern standards, with a deep, authoritative exhaust note that reminds you this was once America's premier heavyweight motorcycle. The manual transmission shifts cleanly, offering a direct and engaging riding experience that connects the rider to the machine in a way modern bikes often cannot replicate. With only 520 miles since restoration, everything still feels tight, fresh, and well-sorted. Visually, this Indian Chief is a standout. The red paint highlights the bike's iconic valanced fenders, teardrop tank, and substantial proportions, making it equally at home on the road or on display. Chrome and bright work complement the paint without overpowering it, while restored components throughout reflect the care taken during the build. This is the kind of motorcycle that draws attention from across a parking lot and sparks conversations wherever it goes, even among people who may not normally notice motorcycles. From a collector's perspective, this Chief occupies a very desirable position. Post-war Indian Chiefs are highly sought after due to their combination of classic styling, robust engineering, and historical significance. Indian was competing head-to-head with Harley-Davidson at the time, and many enthusiasts argue that the Chief offered superior comfort and road manners thanks to its suspension design and overall chassis balance. Owning a fully restored example like this allows you to enjoy that history without the constant concerns associated with unrestored or partially restored vintage bikes. Despite its show-quality appearance, this Indian is not just a static display piece. It has been ridden and proven, albeit sparingly, since the restoration. The low post-restoration mileage suggests careful break-in and respectful use, ensuring the motorcycle remains in excellent condition for its next owner. Whether you choose to continue riding it gently, display it at shows, or add it to a serious collection, this Chief is versatile enough to do it all. The location in Sedra-Woolley, Washington places this bike in a region well known for knowledgeable enthusiasts and appreciation for vintage American iron. Offered at $35,000, this Indian Chief represents a compelling value when compared to the cost of sourcing a project bike and completing a high-quality restoration today. The time, expertise, and expense required to achieve this level of finish would almost certainly exceed the asking price, making this a smart option for buyers who want a finished, sorted motorcycle now. In summary, this 1946 Indian Chief is a beautifully restored example of one of America's most legendary motorcycles. It offers classic looks, authentic riding character, and documented restoration quality, all wrapped into a machine that looks and performs like new. For the collector, enthusiast, or rider who has always wanted a true Indian Chief without compromise, this motorcycle stands as an exceptional opportunity. 35 Harley-Davidson VLD. 34,000 US dollars. New Brighton, Pennsylvania. This 1935 Harley-Davidson VLD is a remarkable example of one of the most important motorcycles in Harley-Davidson history, presented here in honest, well-preserved condition with an impressive level of originality. Powered by the legendary 80 cubic inch flathead V-twin, this VLD represents the era when Harley-Davidson firmly established itself as a manufacturer of powerful, reliable big-twin motorcycles built for real American roads. Offered as a riding machine that needs nothing, this bike is described as approximately 90% original, making it especially appealing to collectors and enthusiasts who value authenticity over restoration. Visually, this VLD has the unmistakable presence that only pre-war Harleys can deliver. The blue paint with contrasting lighter accents on the tank and fenders gives the bike a period-correct, eye-catching appearance that feels both elegant and purposeful. The Harley-Davidson tank graphics are clear and well-placed, reinforcing the bike's classic identity without looking overly fresh or modern. From the image provided, the proportions are spot-on, with the long, low stance and substantial front fender that define Harley's big flathead models of the mid-1930s. This is a motorcycle that looks right from every angle. Mechanically, the 80 cubic inch flathead engine is the heart of this machine, and it remains one of the most respected power plants of its time. Known for its smooth torque and durability, the VLD engine was a major step forward for Harley-Davidson, offering strong performance and improved highway capability compared to earlier models. According to the seller, the bike runs good and needs nothing, which is a significant statement for a machine approaching 90 years of age. A well-sorted, ready-to-ride flathead is far more valuable than a project or unknown mechanical condition, especially for buyers who want to actually enjoy their vintage motorcycle. The originality of this VLD is a major highlight. With approximately 90% original components, it retains much of its factory character, something that is increasingly rare as time goes on. Original details such as the frame, engine configuration, and many cycle parts contribute to its authenticity and historical value. The honest wear and patina visible on certain components add to its charm, telling the story of a motorcycle that has lived a long life rather than being completely erased and rewritten through heavy restoration. For many collectors, this balance between originality and usability is exactly what makes a vintage Harley special. This VLD is described as being in good used condition, which aligns well with what can be seen and expected from a properly cared-for original motorcycle of this era. It is not positioned as a concours trailer queen, but rather as a solid, correct example that can be ridden, shown, and enjoyed. The seating, controls, and riding position reflect 1930s design, offering an authentic riding experience that modern reproductions simply cannot replicate. Starting, running, and riding a genuine pre-war Harley-Davidson is something every serious enthusiast should experience at least once. From a historical standpoint, the 1935 model year is particularly significant. The VLD was part of Harley-Davidson's response to a growing demand for larger, more powerful motorcycles during the Great Depression. Despite the economic challenges of the era, Harley continued to innovate, and the 80 cubic inch flathead became a cornerstone of the brand's lineup. Bikes like this helped cement Harley-Davidson's reputation for building machines that could handle long distances, poor roads, and daily use, all while delivering strong performance. The asking price of $34,000 reflects both the bike's originality and its ready-to-run condition. In today's market, pre-war Harley-Davidson big twins continue to be highly sought after, with values steadily rising for correct, honest examples. A VLD that runs well, needs nothing, and retains most of its original components represents a strong value when compared to the cost and uncertainty of restoring a project bike to a similar level. Located in New Brighton, Pennsylvania, this motorcycle is offered with a clear, straightforward stance from the seller, including a firm no-trades policy that suggests confidence in the bike and its value. In summary, this 1935 Harley-Davidson VLD is a rare opportunity to own a true piece of American motorcycling history. With its powerful flathead engine, high level of originality, and ready-to-ride condition, it offers the perfect combination of authenticity, usability, and long-term collectability for the right buyer. 2005 Big Dog Motorcycles Bulldog. $12,000. San Francisco, California. This 2005 Big Dog Motorcycles Bulldog is a true American-built custom cruiser that represents the golden era of factory choppers, when brands like Big Dog were producing bold, aggressive machines designed to stand out in any crowd. With fewer than 500 original miles showing, this Bulldog is an exceptionally low-mileage example that has barely been broken in, making it a rare opportunity for collectors and riders alike who want a powerful custom motorcycle without the usual wear and tear that comes with age. At the heart of this Bulldog is a massive 117 cubic inch S&S V-twin engine, a motor known for its brute torque, reliability, and unmistakable sound. This engine delivers strong, authoritative power across the rev range and perfectly matches the Bulldog's long, low stance. Paired with a 6-speed Baker transmission, the bike offers smooth, confident shifting and relaxed highway cruising, while still retaining the raw, mechanical feel that custom chopper enthusiasts expect. The drivetrain feels tight and responsive, reflecting the extremely low mileage and careful ownership this motorcycle has enjoyed. Visually, the bike is classic Big Dog. The gray exterior finish gives it a clean, understated look that lets the size and proportions of the bike speak for themselves. The long front end, muscular tank, and wide rear tire create an unmistakable silhouette that turns heads wherever it goes. Rolling on a 21-inch front wheel and an 18-inch rear wheel wrapped around a massive 250-section rear tire, this Bulldog has serious road presence and an aggressive stance that looks just as good parked as it does rolling down the street. Ride quality is enhanced by the rear air suspension, which allows the rider to fine-tune comfort and stance depending on riding conditions or personal preference. This feature makes the bike more versatile than many rigid-feeling customs, offering a smoother ride without sacrificing the slammed custom look. The motorcycle also comes with a passenger seat, adding practicality and making it possible to share the ride without compromising the overall aesthetic. Mechanically, this Bulldog has been well cared for and properly maintained. All fluids have been freshly changed in all 3 holes, ensuring the engine, transmission, and primary are ready for immediate riding. A new battery has been installed, eliminating one of the most common concerns with bikes that see limited use. In addition, the top and bottom rocker covers and gaskets have been replaced due to chrome flaking on the original components, a common cosmetic issue on older chrome finishes. These updates not only improve reliability but also enhance the overall appearance and long-term durability of the engine. Despite its age, the bike runs strong with no known issues. The extremely low mileage means the engine and drivetrain have experienced minimal stress, and everything feels solid and well-sorted. This is not a neglected show bike that has sat untouched for years. It has been refreshed where needed and kept in running condition, ready to be enjoyed by the next owner. From a value perspective, this 2005 Big Dog Bulldog offers a lot of motorcycle for the money. Big Dog Motorcycles built a reputation for producing large displacement, high-quality custom cruisers at a time when American chopper culture was at its peak. Today, these bikes are increasingly appreciated for their craftsmanship, bold styling, and use of premium components like S&S engines and Baker transmissions. Finding one with under 500 original miles is becoming increasingly rare, especially at this price point. The clean pink slip is in hand, making the transaction straightforward and hassle-free. Located in San Francisco, California, this Bulldog is ready for a new owner who understands what it is and values it accordingly. This is not a bike for bargain hunters or casual flippers. It is a serious custom motorcycle offered at a fair price, and the seller has made it clear that lowball offers will not be entertained. Whether you are looking to add a low-mileage Big Dog to a collection, want a powerful and distinctive cruiser to ride, or simply appreciate the era of American factory customs, this 2005 Big Dog Motorcycles Bulldog checks all the right boxes. It delivers massive V-twin performance, unmistakable custom styling, and the kind of presence that modern production bikes simply cannot replicate.